Forward to progress made at Uvalde as we approach the 3-year mark of the Robb Elementary tragedy. Uvalde County is making significant strides to enhance its emergency communication systems. The upgrades include correcting radios that did not allow first responders to communicate with each other that day. Aryami Virhin has been investigating this issue for 3 years. Tonight she sheds light on the changes that have impacted the whole area.
It's one of the toughest lessons that still haunts Uvalde.
Is he answer the radio?
3 years later, failed communications among first responders has been corrected. We could see it in videos. Officers and even the chief of police not able to communicate effectively. That day, more than 370 officers, federal, state, and local, responded to the school.
Shots fired! Get inside!
But they could not talk to each other. Cell signals jammed, radios didn't connect, and a coordinated response crumbled. That communication breakdown delayed life-saving action and left dozens of families with immeasurable grief.
Uvalde radio check.
For 3 years, Fox SA investigated the communications failures of a system many knew was not working. In May of 2015, emails that Fox San Antonio obtained showed county leaders in Uvalde, Valverde, and Kinney County asking for help from the governor's office and DPS director, Stephen McCraw. Help was denied for a failing first responders radio system, which serves 9 counties, DPS, National Guard, and other state and federal agencies. From Uvalde,
it's like a vehicle. If you don't change the oil, if you don't change the battery, if you don't take care of that, those systems will fail, and radio systems are no different.
To Del Rio.
There's some areas in this county that you can't talk to anyone.
To Kinney County, where the failures prevented firefighters from communicating while fighting fires, forcing them to get cheap walkie-talkies.
I can't communicate with my firefighters out there on the line.
And left them without a way to communicate with those inside the school in Uvalde on May 24th. 3 years later, there is hope and change.
We received a direct grant from the Office of the Governor, State of Texas, to the Public Safety Office to provide the capability to our schools to be proactive and have radio communications with their law enforcement, with their forces that support them, to talk to those counterparts.
That $4.3 million grant led to more than 260 high-end Motorola radios distributed across 13 school districts.
The Del Rio San Felipe chief is ecstatic over this. Exactly, a game changer were his words.
Unlike the outdated radios used the day of the shooting, these next-gen devices can operate across multiple frequencies, VHF, 700 to 800 megahertz, and even cellular and Wi-Fi networks.
We did have Assistant Chief of Police in Uvalde, City of Uvalde, was in New York on a case and was able, out of New York City, to be able to use a radio like this and talk back to Uvalde dispatch.
The new system also fixes a critical problem from that day: no situational awareness.
If you don't have communications, if you don't have situational awareness, you're behind the 8 ball very quickly. This capability gives them out of that mode.
Forrest Anderson, who's worked in public safety for more than 3 decades, says May 24th was the darkest day of his career, but it became a turning point. He says Uvalde is now the first county in Texas to deploy this kind of integrated school and law enforcement radio system, setting a new standard statewide.
This will give them hope that we are like the phoenix coming out of the ashes, to bring us up again to where we need to be and to move forward. We've already been at the bottom, so we need to go to the top.
But there is one more hurdle: radio spectrum.
It's the VHF spectrum is where we have issues. There are federal VHF and things out there. It's working with governments with the federal levels to release those so we can use them. So that'll be the next hurdle, is getting that.
From failed radios to a national tragedy, Uvalde is now rewriting what emergency response can look like and turning grief into action. Yami Virgen, Fox SA.